remotely is going to be part of our strategy going forward. You know, our branch network is always going to be here and serving the local community. That's not going to change. But I can tell you that just IT, operations, all of those back office functions are probably going to pivot and have some period of time are going in the workday are going to be remote. You know, probably a couple of days at the bank, a couple of days at home. And what does that mean for us and if for you guys that own real estate here? That means that we may not need, Montecito Bank and Trust might not need as much real estate going forward, right? If we're going to allow permanent working at home for some piece of our time here, maybe I don't need as much of that back office space. And the back office space that I do have might be transformed into a more hotel sort of environment, and just something for you all to think about as you think about your businesses going forward. So I just want to maybe conclude and just thank you all for letting me speak here today. Steve, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for all of the leaders here in the community. And maybe just a last big shout out to our branch here, because I know both Monica and Andy and Linda and Dave, who you all see every single day. You know, not only do they care deeply about this community, but they love you guys, and they do anything they can to help. So please just don't hesitate to ask. We'd love to help. And Tracy, I really appreciate all the work that the Chamber does, and thanks for hosting this today. Yeah.
Thank you. Today we're going to do a little different because of the way we weren't sure how COVID was going to be looking. We have our two speakers that Zena Bradford, our city manager, and Charlie Yerk, our Solvang mayor. We're going to be on a PowerPoint presentation. We kind of pre-taped because we really weren't sure what things were looking like this week. And we want to stay safe. We want our community to be safe. We know we're tourism. We all know you work in the tourism community every day. So we're going to go to a PowerPoint now and start off with Zena and Charlie, okay? So. Okay, so I think we're ready for the back of the room. And thank you again, Steve Bennett, for coming today. We really do appreciate everyone being here and for Montecito Bank being part of us today. Always a challenge in the tech world. We're still all learning that. Thank you for everyone that are on Zoom today. Thank everyone that's
participating. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the State of the City of Solvang 2021. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the State of the City of Solvang 2021. I'm so pleased. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the State of the City of Solvang 2021. I'm so pleased to see you all here today to celebrate our community. The worldwide pandemic has been one of the most challenging times that we have experienced in our lifetimes. Together, I would like to take a moment this morning to reflect on our community's accomplishments, civility, and tremendous drive to help each other and to thrive. This year marks two major milestones for our community. One is the 110th year anniversary since the settlement of Solvang. Second, this year our business community celebrates the 100-year anniversary of the Chamber of Commerce. The local business community is the heart of our economy. The quality of life for our residents depends on the success of our businesses. Over 50% of our discretionary revenues are generated from tourism, which in turn pays for our roads, parks, law enforcement, recreation, library, and many other services our city provides to the community. This past Memorial Day, our local American Legion and VFW Post 7139 unveiled plaques throughout this Veterans Memorial Hall to honor our fallen servicemen from World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Global War on Terror. Please take a moment to view these plaques, which are mounted here in memory of the San Ynez Valley residents who gave the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Our community stood strong through the unprecedented pandemic of COVID-19. On behalf of our City Council, I would like to thank and acknowledge our residents, businesses, first responders, medical professionals, nonprofits, philanthropic organizations, and city staff for their response. We stand stronger today because our community came together to ensure that no one was forgotten by providing first aid, food, medical supplies, public safety, and financial assistance. Within this current fiscal year, 2021-22, we will continue to focus on providing high-quality services for our community while being fiscally responsible. Solvang's strategic goals for our work programs are investment in infrastructure in order to maintain and improve services. Key projects include wastewater treatment plant upgrades, road maintenance, and parks improvements. Fostering our tourism industry by promoting Solvang's unique character. Tourism is our economic engine which generates revenue to pay for the quality of life our residents enjoy. Focusing on long-term planning through a comprehensive general plan update to resolve key issues such as housing, job creation, and traffic. And finally, fostering a transparent, effective, and collaborative workforce, equitably serving all segments of our community.
Good morning. As the city manager for the city of Solvang, I lead the city organization under the policy direction of the city council. The City of Solvang organization has a mission to serve our community by providing a variety of key services, such as long-range planning and community development and fiscal sustainability, water and wastewater management, roads maintenance, public safety, parks and recreation, and library services. Our goal is to serve you with transparency, support and collaboration. We respond to the needs of all segments of the population with fair and equal protection. The services provided to the community are funded by two major revenue categories. One is taxes, and the second is charges for services. The City of Solvang economy is heavily reliant on tourism. Over 50% of our discretionary revenues that fund public safety, roads, parks, and recreation come from tourism-related taxes, such as Transient Occupancy Tax, also known as hotel tax, and sales tax. Our water and wastewater essential services and infrastructure are funded by the utility customers. Water and wastewater treatment are two distinct operations, and those fees are based on the cost to provide each service. This chart shows the funding sources for all city operations. As you can see, approximately 35% is derived from charges and services, and almost 50% is collected in taxes. Water operations represent 26% of citywide expenditures, wastewater 11%, while the services funded primarily through taxes represent 50%. In total, 9% is spent on law enforcement services, 23% on general government, and 5% on cultural resources. Transient Occupancy Tax, which is the tax paid on hotel revenues, is set at 12% in the City of Solvang. This revenue pays for over 50% of our discretionary spending. You can see in this graph how the revenue has increased over time due to economic development. In fiscal year 2012-13, the tax rate was raised from 10% to 12%. Fiscal year 2019-20 shows the drop in tourism during COVID-19 pandemic. Our city was greatly impacted by COVID-19 pandemic. Due to the emergency shutdown by the state of California, our residents and the business community suffered tremendous losses. With the assistance of our community organizations and federal emergency and stimulus funding, we are happy to say that we were able to support most of our businesses through this hardship, and our downtown is thriving. We remain cautious due to the developing COVID-19 conditions, but with the reopening of the economy and lifting of restrictions by the state, our revenues have bounced to a healthy level, and we are seeing revenue exceeding pre-COVID-19 conditions. Tourism generates tax dollars which pay for the services enjoyed by our community. These are the dollars that maintain roads, parks, public safety, and provide key community services such as our library and recreation. This year, all jurisdictions in the County of Santa Barbara mark a new chapter for housing creation. As part of the new Regional Housing Needs Assessment, our city is tasked through planned efforts to increase housing by 191 units in the next years. The city must provide availability to achieve this number of the new units through zoning regulations. There are several key new projects being built or renovated in Solvang. To name a few, the $4.7 million capital campaign for renovations to the Solvang Festival Theater, and the commercial renovations taking place at the Waterville building located on 1st Street, a 32-unit condo development on Alum Pitada Road. The city is moving forward with major upgrades to the wastewater treatment to comply with current state regulations and meet future demands. The city is currently in stage 1 of the upgrade, which is nearly a $3 million investment. Stage 2 of the upgrade, which will include upgrades to the treatment process, is a substantial project which will extend the life of the plant for another 30+ years, but would require financing. The state of California is experiencing extreme drought conditions. The city of Solvang has declared stage 2 drought conditions requiring 20% mandatory saving of water. Conserve now. Drought-tolerant landscaping is highly recommended. We will be installing a drought-tolerant landscaping garden at the City Hall to display a variety of drought-tolerant options. The city has kicked off a major road maintenance effort, reconstructing the Allison Road. This is a project funded by our countywide Measure 80 for transportation. There are a number of improvements at city parks. With your community support, pickleball courts are now available at Hans Christian Andersen Park. Funded by grant, there will be additional improvements at the park, upgrading equipment and installing a bike pump track. Solvang Park seating area will be renovated. Recreation reopened post-COVID-19 and provided a variety of youth and adult programs throughout the summer. Movies in the park were enjoyed, and parks are now once again available for reservations. Upcoming programs will feature Halloween haunted house, sand volleyball, lacrosse, soccer programs for all ages, and continuation of youth programs and camps. The General Plan Update is a pivotal opportunity to shape the future of Solvang. Through the update process, the city and its consultants, with input from the public and stakeholders, will consider pertinent topics such as design element, economic development, housing and resilience, to ensure Solvang is positioned to achieve its vision for the future. A general plan is a broad planning guideline to a city's future development goals. A general plan typically sets a vision for the foreseeable horizon of 20 to 25 years. Every jurisdiction in California must have a general plan, which is the local government's long-term framework or constitution for the future. The general plan represents the community's vision of its future and expresses the community's goals. The City Council approved 10 guiding principles for the General Plan Update. The guiding principles will shape the vision for Solvang looking 20 years forward. On November 4th, we will hold a community workshop to work together through alternative choices to achieve the community's goals. The 10 guiding principles are economic vitality, neighborhoods, cultural resources, natural environment, mobility and access, regional cooperation, infrastructure and amenities, resident services, jobs and housing, and good governance. In conclusion, we have prepared a brief video reflecting on the accomplishments of our community.
Thank you all. The Chamber is built, and this community is built on all of you. It's built on our residents. It's built on 100 years of asking everyone that we are a true community of churches, business. We have a great hospital here. We have a thriving business community of tourism, but we have an actual great business community of accountants, CPAs, lawyers, attorneys. That is what community is about. And I really do commend all of you for being here today. The Chamber thanks every single one of you for being part of this community, because community is what we're about. The Chamber has tried very hard this year to be part of what we call 100 years of making sure that we are viable. We were the first Chamber of Commerce, and we are the only chamber right now. We received an SBA contract, EDC contract in 2019. We didn't know what that looked like. We just knew that 37 people during the flood, when the 101 was closed, were able to get funded. And we kind of embraced that with the EDC office of making sure our community stayed viable. And now the Chamber has been able to help $4.2 million worth of business that we were able to bring in out of our office with our bank at Montecito Bank, other banks, making sure people that didn't know how to do the portals were able to do the portals. And they weren't easy, you guys. Let me tell you, y'all did a portal. And they were not easy to get. And there were some challenges on loading documents. So we were able to help our business community to do that. That is what community does. And to me, that's what the Chamber has done over 100 years. It started with a business community of vision, men that came together that helped this community thrive, do lighting, make streets, make an actual city, put things together. But now we have a community that is a real chamber, I like to say again, for an economic development chamber. And I really thank my past presidents, my presidents now that have helped me. I have a great president, Jack Williams, that has led me this year. My past president, John Martino, is here, that really helped me thrive to get there. And Charles Warner, they have all helped us at this chamber at different levels. What does the chamber look like in the future? Well, what does the chamber look like? It looks like all of you. It looks like my business community. And it's not about me, it's about you all, and it's about my businesses. And I do truly say that. It is about this business community being one whole community. And I'm very grateful that we have a community that's a whole community. We have a great city council, and we have a woman at the helm, and I like to say thank you to all of you. So I'm going to give a congratulations and give them a round of applause, please, to our community. I think there's a small video that they have that they're going to play for like 30 seconds. You have our annual report. Our annual report tells you a little bit about what we've done in our community and what we continue to do. And we will continue to look at the future of what does tourism look like? What does our business community look like? And stay thriving in that way. So I thank you all very much. And we will thrive as a Chamber of Commerce, an EDC office, and a tourism of supporting our full tourism council with our city of Solvang and our tourist programs that we have with Visit SYV and IDK. So I thank you all for being here today, and just take a moment, watch the video. But this is about you, and we really do appreciate every single thing that every business does for this community and every resident does. Have a good day.
All right, I guess it's my turn just to close out the meeting. I just wanted to say thank you again to all of you that showed up today from the commissions and committees that are part of running and helping us run the city of Solvang. I'd like to thank Assemblymember Steve Bennett, COO George Lease from Montecito Bank, Tracy for great presentations, Zena, thank you for putting the video together for us, and thank you council members for being here as well. One last thing I did want to mention, I know we've talked a lot about giving a shout out to our City of Solvang employees. They have, over this last year, been amazing. I've seen all of them work their ass off, and I'm going to say that because they have been through the ringer. They have kept our city going and flowing, and I just can't thank them enough. And I just did want to give them, if I could, a warm welcome and appreciation from the citizens of Solvang, as well as the businesses. And so with that, I'd just like to invite everyone to stick around. We are officially going to be closing the meeting here. And anybody that would like to speak with us, I know the council members are going to be here, and I'm assuming that some of the commission members and committee members will be here as well to answer questions if you have any of us. We can't make any decisions this morning unless we're up there, so if there's anything, just we'll be your ear right now. So thank you again, everyone, and appreciate you all being here. Have a good rest of your day. There is coffee and pastry out in the Legion wing, so please take some of that with you.